Well, it already kind of began. Yeah, I told you it was going to be a shit show if we went on my channel. It's never not.
Oh, that's hilarious. So what did you do?
Nothing. I just I plugged my mic in and out like 5 times in a row, like really fast, and I just went back to the screen, and all of a sudden I had green bars.
You know what? I think it's because you turned it on. That's why.
Oh, yeah. I've got a microphone button on my keyboard, but it was on the whole time, and I turned it off and turned it on a bunch of times too. Like I just went crazy, like hillbilly science, you know. Just started erasing shit and turning it back on.
Oh, good times. Well, we should probably say hello to everybody.
I suppose I actually forgot we were live because we've been struggling for 20 minutes to go live. Well, it's good to be doing a chat with you again, though. It's been a while.
It has been a while. Thanks for doing this. This is fun. It's been a while since we've talked in person, although we've certainly talked over the last few months several times.
Yeah, texting back and stuff.
Yeah. So tell me what all is going on in your universe right now.
Oh man, just problems with YouTube. YouTube's trying to kick my channel, and like they're doing a bunch of stuff with me lately, and trying to organize everything for SHOT Show. It's the first year I'm going to go, and I'm just jam packed. Like the schedule's packed, and I'm going to the McGregor fight, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. How about you?
Man, I'm just kind of moseying along, doing what I normally do. A lot of work right now. This time of year is very busy for me with what I do. So unfortunately, I can't do SHOT Show this year because of real work. The bills have to be paid and responsibilities and unfortunate things like that. So I'm going to miss some of the fun. Although some of my buddies at Centerfire are going and they're going to be kind of scoping things out. I'm excited to see what's going on because I'll be honest with you. I have no idea what's coming out. I've seen a couple of minor publications, but it doesn't look. What is coming out? Is there anything fun?
Oh yeah, I got my eye on some stuff. The DWX is #1 from Dan Wesson. That's what I want to see. It's an easy 2011 mix.
Yeah.
Oh, well, STI's got a ton of stuff coming out. I actually am going to go shoot with STI, which I'm pretty excited about. They invited me to Industry Day, and I get to try all their new toys. So. I'm all giggity about that.
Well, you're gonna have to tell Tony hello for me. We've been talking quite a bit the past month, and so there might be some fun things coming up in the future there. But yeah, I'm excited for that. And the DWX for sure. I imagine if I was a betting man, that is going to be an extremely difficult gun to get a hold of, whether it be the full size or the compact. I mean, CZ. Even more so than Dan Wesson, but both of them are very well known for putting out guns in tiny little spurts, and it makes it very difficult for the common man, you and me, and most people I'm sure out there. Makes it difficult for us to get a hold of them.
Oh yeah, and as much as I love them, they give me no love. Every time I message them, I'm like, hey, send me a T&E gun, da-da-da. They have never responded. I've Instagrammed Dan Wesson a bunch of times, never responded. I even put a funny one in there. I was like, I'll give you my firstborn child and all that stuff. No response, nothing. Their marketing must not exist.
Yeah, it actually it does, but first, they're very difficult to get a hold of. I've talked to one marketing guy one time, and it was a very brief conversation, but I feel like they're very elusive in terms of working with reviewers and such, and I don't really understand why, with the exception of publication reviewers. If you were writing an article for Recoil or Guns and Ammo or something like that, they'd play right along.
Well, that's because they have legal contracts with them, which, but it surprises me because CZ is not one of those companies that like you would think would be worried about problems. They pre-break in all their guns. I've never owned a CZ that had real issues. I've had some that have some minor stuff, but same with Glocks and everything else. But I mean, yeah, I'm surprised they're like that. But also CZ puts a cap on the amount that they manufacture per year, and they just don't hire more employees. I've heard so many gun shop owners talk about how hard it is to get CZs in stock. My buddy Terry Johnson, who owns Johnson's Guns and More, he said that he's like 2 years behind on CZ orange orders. It's just like, wow, 2 years is a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, a lot of gun shops around here, and it's funny, even around here where the plant is right down the street. I mean, I can drive to it in 18 minutes or so. They generally don't take special orders on CZs unless they are able to locate it on the spot with you right there and you're putting money down on it, because it's just difficult to do. There's one shop here that has a very good in with CZ and Dan Wesson, and they seem to be able to occasionally get something, but it still oftentimes is about a month or so with them begging and pleading to be able to get what you want.
We should obviously take a loan out and buy that shop and then give me CZs is what you should do.
Right.
And I think that's the only rational thing to really do at that point.
Yeah. No, it's true. Now, the one thing that's kind of fun, every once in a while you stumble upon one of the shops around here and they'll have some sort of crazy stuff. I mean, there's a Checkmate down the street right now and some things like that. So it's kind of fun to see some of that. But yeah, that DWX just looks awesome. It's a beautiful gun. Those red grips on the full size. I mean, that looks like a very cool gun.
I actually think I might go compact if I could pick just one. I don't know. I've been looking for I was big on the ProTech 2 for a little bit, and I was thinking about getting one of those. Dan Wesson looks even better for even cheaper right out of the package. Yeah. Because the real benefit to the ProTech is the trigger, But I bet that Dan Wesson's going to have an awesome trigger. So that's going to be but you want the full size too, but you can only have so much,
Right. No, I totally agree. Now, I'm curious, going back to STI, have you had an opportunity to see the different models that are coming out? They're all staccato.
Oh, yeah. I've seen the C+, so it's like the double stack C. Yeah. I want to get that, but I really want the P 4.4 because you had a glowing review of the staccato P, and I've wanted one ever since. It just hasn't been #1 on the list, But the 4.4 inch is so close to my Hyperion that I'm like, ooh, maybe the Hyperion's got some competition. Yeah. Because there's not very many 9mm 2011s with that perfect, sight and slide length to cycle correctly. You know what I mean? Like the 5s seem a little bit slow. 5.5s are real slow, but the 4.6 is so smooth and so fast. And if you can get one for $2,000 instead of paying 4.5, now you've got something going on,
Right. Well, so I've had the chance to see the XL. So that's the long staccato P with the slide cuts in it.
Yeah, you can buy that one right now.
Yeah, one of the shops had one. They also had the new staccato P with the different grip texture. And actually, I'll be honest with you, I like the tree bark that's on last year's model. I think it feels good. I like the grippiness of it. I know some people probably thought it was a little much, but I enjoy it. So my staccato P works for me, and it's the same with the Combat Master. So I can transition to either one, and they both feel good. But the one that I am really interested in, aside from that C2, the double stack C, I think that actually would be a lot of fun. The XC with the ported barrel. Now that would be cool. The kind of like the DVC P, I think it was.
Yep. That's the expensive one. That one's probably still around 4,000 because that's what the P was.
Yeah, 4,300. It's the most expensive model.
Yeah. Whew, that's a lot for an off-the-shelf 2011. Yeah, you can see, but see then like you go to Atlas or you go to Hayes Custom or something, and you get that gun, and it's going to be 6,000 or 7,000. So it's all a matter of like what you want to pay. I've had my eye on one of those Atlas Cerberus. Have you seen those?
No,
those look sweet. But it's like my Hyperion, but it's got a red dot and a comp, and they charge 3,000 more for it.
Gotcha.
Pretty much. But again, those attached ports and stuff like that run with slides past them and sight block guns, they have to be done so perfectly. Because if you ever had an experience with those, if they're done wrong, if you get a cheaper, like a Remington made a version, it'd be a shit show.
Right.
So sometimes you have to pay for craftsmanship. I wanted to ask you, how do you check are you on YouTube also while you're on StreamYard? Is that how you check the comments?
I am. So you actually, as the moderator, you should have the comments in the window of StreamYard. You might have.
I do. I just didn't know if they were the same.
Right. They kind of are. The StreamYard one is a little bit behind, and for whatever reason, it doesn't always pick up everybody's comments, but it's pretty close. And you can bring in your comments to the screen if you want to and answer a question, that sort of thing. But I also keep the real chat up right in the middle.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I'm trying to keep track. I know that on our chats, it's a little bit, there's a lot more comments, it seems like, than on the other ones I'm used to. So
it's
hard to keep track.
Yeah, it is. And the comments are coming fast. And by the way, everybody, thanks so much for joining us. And
Yeah, absolutely.
we'll try and answer questions as we can, man. You guys are going awfully fast tonight, but that's awesome. We appreciate that.
Yeah, with standard Honest Outlaw timing, we were about 8 or 10 minutes late, like we were last time, due to audio issues, due to hillbilly audio issues.
That's how we roll.
Yeah, and it's always me. KS is perfect. He's
Totally.
done this about I don't know what, 50 or 100 times at least.
Totally perfect. What can I say?
Always. I was thinking about doing it on your channel just because you haven't had a video on there in like, I don't know what, 3 or 4 months. Has it been 3 months or something?
You know, it's been nice. It's been nice to take a break and relax. And I mean, you know, we talked a little bit about this when the channel got remonetized. You know, I was still kicking out videos during that whole blackout period and even beyond that. And I noticed the old videos were back up again and people are watching them and they're being recommended and kind of going through the normal thing, which is great. But the new ones, aside from people who were subscribed to me, they aren't picking them up at all, like zero. And so the business side of me said, you know, why would I spend all the time and the effort and the money and everything that goes into producing a video if it's not going to help something grow? And that's, again, it's kind of the business side of me. I miss it quite a bit. And so I will definitely make some videos this year. Maybe they'll just be for fun, you know, not objective to grow or make money or any of that sort of thing. And it's never really been a thing, but we'll have to kind of see how things go. Now, you know, I've been talking with a couple of manufacturers and hopefully we'll get some things here and that would help prompt some videos. So we'll see.
Well, I'd like to see a Hyperion versus Combat Master video. If you want to do it, I can send you mine.
I might take you up on that. I'll tell you though, the Combat Master, I've definitely got some rounds through it. It is just a pleasure to shoot. Now it's probably slower than your gun, I would imagine, but
maybe it depends on the trigger finger. I think, you know. Well,
you've seen my trigger finger is not like yours. So from the layperson shooter perspective, it's a lot of fun. The experience of feeling that slide reciprocate. I mean, every single little nuance of it every time. That's why I get so much enjoyment out of really any 9mm 1911. It just is. It's a wonderful, great experience because it's not, you're not dealing with some of that recoil. I mean, it's a much milder experience. And then you can really pay attention to those fine little details. And it just is a lot of fun. Well,
you know, that weight that I say is a bad thing for 9mm is a good thing for 40 and 45. Like, you know, that like 40 cal specifically for limited, you know, if you find a lot of 5.5-inch guns, they feel a lot better, in my opinion, the 9mm, because you're using that time to slow that recoil impulse down of the 40 cal. So yeah, I mean, it depends on what you like. And then obviously there's going to be Taryn Butler who could run a 5.5 way faster than I could a 4.6. So speaking of that, I'm up against, hold on, Jerry Michalek. See my Jerry shirt?
I like that.
I'm up against Jerry Michalek for best shot, and I have never felt more inadequate in my life. Like,
you know what?
Why he crushes me.
I mean, you know, he is a mutant in a good way, of course. But you are no slouch, my friend, and
thank you.
It stands to reason. You know, I've been watching your videos for years. It stands to reason why you're in that place. You're a great shooter and also entertaining, a lot of fun to watch. You have a beautiful range. I mean, you got the right combination there.
Well, you would know that testing guns is a good way to accidentally get good at shooting. You know what I mean? Because you just got to shoot them anyway. You have to shoot 1,000 rounds, so you might as well practice while you do it.
Yeah.
But like people in that competition, I couldn't even believe it. Like Max Michel was in there, and most people were talking about how they don't know who he is. Like that's the team captain of Sig. Like he's so legit, and a 22 Plinkster also. But I feel like I could beat him. I don't know, maybe not. I've never met him, so. But I sure as shit know I can't beat Jerry.
Yeah, you never know, man. You never know.
My wife wants me to wear my Jerry shirt to the award ceremony and take it off when I'm on the stage. I think that's a good move.
Yes, it is. Please.
That's who I voted for. He's my damn idol.
He would love it. He would absolutely love it.
Bald and Curious said he beat him in a match a few years ago. I feel like that was in his dreams, maybe. Like, I'm just messing with Bald. He said he's going to be there in Vegas too. I'm going to see if I can catch up with him.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm bummed, man. I wish I could be there. I'm missing out. Well, so speaking of Vegas, and we talked a little bit about Dan Wesson and STI. What else that you're aware of is coming out that you're excited about?
Well, I like the Ruger 5.7. That looks real cool. Off the top of my head, I'll have to check. I have a whole bunch of stuff on my SHOT Show list on Instagram. I have like a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to check out that I was looking.
Now, I know the number one gun that you're excited about. It's the Glock 44.
Oh, yeah, you know, because I'm big on 22s. But I'm going to buy a Glock 44 regardless because I just got the Taurus 22 and everybody wants a comparison video. So yeah, gotta give the people what they want.
Yeah, so the buzz around here, especially in the training community, and maybe at Centerfire and other places like that, is they're actually very excited for the 44 because it's the exact same size as a 19. So it's a great training analog for a Glock 19, great size. And so they're actually really pumped about it. Sure,
I get that, you know, and when you're beginning, like when you're, you know, starting shooting, 22 is really nice. For me, 9mm is almost as cheap at this point, so why not shoot it? You know, it gives you the same recoil and pulse, especially if you're working on speed and recoil management. I find if you shoot too much with 22, you start to lax on your especially your support hand control. But for the average person, yeah, absolutely. And on top of that, like shooting 22 is really fun. Right. My wife never shoots 22s, and I was like, take this Taurus out for a run, and she absolutely loved it. She's like, this is what a 22 is? I'm like, yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm excited. I mean, I don't think I've shot a 22 in maybe 10 years.
Really?
Not a single round. So I'm just kind of curious to see, and a couple thousand rounds that have been sitting around in a safe for years and years. So it'll be fun to burn through those.
People were super mad at me on the Taurus review because I used Remington Golden Bullet, but I think I have 10,000 rounds in it, and I have to use it at some point. I have buckets of it. Like it's one of those. How do I want to say this? It's like one of my photo shoot spots. I put a board on it right in front of the window, and it just holds up my Instagram posts. But I figured I might as well shoot it at some point. So buy Taurus, I guess.
Here you go. Here you go.
Yeah, the 44 was so disappointing. I mean, people were so mad about that, but I get it. I just don't think they should have been a yearly release thing. They should have just shoved it out in the summer. I want that. I want that tilted, or not the tilted barrel, but the rotating barrel Glock that's out in Germany right now. That's what I want.
Well, yeah, I do too. But I don't know if it's going to make import standards. I don't know.
Speaking of that, Alien pistol, I wanted to talk a little bit about that. So that thing's out in Canada now, the Lago Arms Alien pistol, and one of my viewers sent me a whole bunch of Instagram footage of that today. Now I want one really bad. Because the recoil impulse is so crazy. Like, you know, it's way flatter than a 2011, which is nuts. But on top of that, you know, changing out the optics is pretty cool. But I was so concerned about the trigger. I wanted the trigger reset to be 2011-ish, and I've heard that it wasn't. But he said it was, and he showed me like really close footage of the reset, and it's very, very short. So hopefully that gun is going to kick ass. But they said they were going to make an announcement soon, and I'd like it to be that they're coming to the United States.
Well, they'd be fools not to, and a lot of it probably again comes down to being able to import it and all that.
It is
distributors and importers and all that kind of stuff. But people have been talking about it for the last year and a half, something like that.
Yeah. I think I was one of the first people to break it. I think actually because I made a video, not even owning it because I was just excited about it, and that was like almost 2 years ago. But it's been out since then. It just hasn't made it to the U.S. yet.
Right. Well, it'll be cool. I'd be excited to see it.
So expensive, though. I think they're $4,000 off the top of my head, right? But they come with an optic and the 2 mounts and stuff. That's always bullshit. They're like, here, have this, and we're going to charge you $2,000 more bucks.
Right. Well, that's
$1,800.
That's how they roll, man.
Yeah, they can do it, though. I mean, is it the most unique pistol that's been made in the last, 20 years? It has to be.
Probably.
I mean, do you know anything else that has an optics plate like that just comes off with one click? That's crazy.
Yeah, no.
And the bore axis is literally lower than your trigger finger. Like that's where the barrel sits.
That'd be pretty cool.
And at least from what Ian said from Recoil, At least he said that the heating issue is fixed. You know, like the HKP, what is it, the P7,
Right.
the squeeze cocker gun. Yeah, it's got heat problems because it's gas operated, but this one supposedly does not. So,
Interesting. Well, it'll be fun to see.
Should we answer some questions while we're blabbing here?
Yeah, we probably should.
I'm trying to go back. If any of you guys want your questions asked, just ask them again, please, because we're trying to keep track. They're just moving so fast. Would you like? Oh yeah, I'd love to review your Wilson Combat EDCX9. I actually think I'm going to get one from Ed Brown, though. Believe it or not, John May from Who Works for Ed Brown has one, and I'm trying to get him to send me his.
Nice.
It's probably pretty counterintuitive for them, but
yeah, I'll tell you, they're great guns. I mean, you know, Harry from Harry's Holster lent me his, and I had a great time with it. I'd actually really like to try the XL. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty standard 2011 business, though. What do you think? I mean, I've held one and I've shot one a little bit at Brownells. Like I had like 3 rounds out of it, but not enough to notice. But it felt a compact 2011 to me. But I could be wrong.
Yeah. So Justin's asking about the P210 Target.
Oh yeah, that's on my list. That was on my list of guns to buy. I've been loving that lately. I just only have so much money because I'm demonetized by YouTube, so I gotta spend it wisely.
Yeah. The
new Rhino looks cool though. The Rhino match. That's what some guy just said. That looks pretty sweet as far as revolvers go.
I haven't seen that. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a Chiappa in the wild at all.
Oh really? I had one a year ago or something.
Yeah,
and they're okay. I'd take a 686 over one for sure, but they look cool.
Right. Yeah, those 210s, I think they're kind of cool. There's one down the street from me right now, but I can't. It's not inspiring enough to me. You know, it's one of those
$2,000. It doesn't say 1911 on it.
Well, yeah, and I kind of walk by and I'm like, that's a beautiful gun.
It is.
It's not speaking to me, you know.
Yeah, well, I'll get one someday. I've always wanted to try one, and I like the 226. I bash on Sig a ton, but the older Sigs I really like, the 229, the 226, and I've owned them both in my life, and I've wanted to get them back for review. It's just everything gets pushed, you know, and every year 10 new guns come out, so
right,
it is what it is.
Well, sometime I'll send you my 226 Legion SAO. It's a fun gun to shoot.
Ooh, I would like that. I got some other stuff I can send you too. I wanted to send you that Sig M17 flux brace crazy contraption I have.
Oh, yeah.
On that. Because you had my Glock brace, but the Sig one is way better.
Yeah. Now, Big Joe's talking about the Beretta 92X Performance. What do you think of that?
Oh, yeah. That's another one I'm going to check out at SHOT Show. That's on my list. I want to see that bad. I know they're out now, right? You can buy them because somebody sent me a video of one.
Yeah, so I have one, and
yeah,
so that it was on my list when I was still more active doing this stuff, and I was since able to find one, and I've parted ways with both the Langdon Tactical and the Wilson Combat. The Beretta 92X is unbelievable. Now I will also tell you, 48 ounces. The thing is a absolute beast. It's a tank. I mean, it weighs a ton, but that's
what my Hayes weighs.
Well, yeah, it's extraordinary. I mean, the trigger is wonderful. The reset's fantastic. I mean, they did a heck of a job with it.
Good. Well, JJ Ricazza was running one, so I assumed they either had to pay him a boatload or it's actually a really good gun, one or the other. But I mean, it's hard to tell with JJ running it because he can run the shit out of anything.
Yeah,
like he could beat me with a rock.
That'd be fun to see.
Yeah, the P210 looks awesome. The 92X looks awesome. People were talking about the Strybog. I want to get one of those on the channel. Have you tried one of those yet?
I have not.
I've heard good things. I want to try the A3 though, because supposedly the A3 is a better is a recoil reducing system in it. I don't know if it's gas operated as opposed to blowback. I'm not sure what they use. I didn't do a lot of research. I saw Rob Pincus talking about it.
Right.
And everybody's got reviews of the old one, so I want to get the new one.
Yeah. Well, they look pretty cool, no doubt about that.
Yeah, Grand Power makes some good pistols too. Bald & Curie's been trying to get me to try them forever, and I want to, but I just keeps getting pushed back, you know?
Yeah, I have still yet to see an Excalibur in the wild either. That's always been one that I've been fascinated by.
I've seen them on Gunbroker, and for not a terrible price, somewhere between like $600 and $900, depending on where you find them. But
That's not bad.
Yeah. Nemo Monarch looks cool. Yeah. I remember seeing a video on that a while back.
Well, I thought I thought that was not going to happen.
I don't know if it is or isn't. I just saw a video on it a while back.
Yeah.
What's going on with it?
Well, I don't know. I know that Big Johnson, that was one that he was really hankering for, and I thought they kind of that whole thing kind of fell apart. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's fine. But we've heard zero about it for the last year.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Did you ever see the Nemo? What's the big one? The 300 Win Mag semi-auto. I saw one of those at a gun store and picked it up, but that was it.
Yeah, I'm not.
You
sure
know what I'm talking about? Oh, it's like a 300 Win Mag Air 15. It looks like a fucking Air 50.
Huh. Well, that sounds cool.
Oh, the A3 is delayed recoil like the MP5. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Delayed recoil. Okay. I like those MP5s.
Yeah, the HK Mark 23 review is coming out pretty soon. I'm going to try to get that done before I leave tomorrow. I get on a plane tomorrow, so.
How long are you going to be gone?
8 days. I'm going to do the McGregor Cowboy fight, and then I'm going to do some stuff with the wife, and then all the SHOT Show stuff starts on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I fly out Thursday night. Or Friday night. I can't remember.
God, you're going to be busy.
Dude, I'm so busy. I scheduled way too much stuff. And in the meantime, I've never been to SHOT, so I have no idea about the layout or anything. And I'm going to be all like, I started this channel because I am like a gun nut. I love guns. So I'm going to be wandering like a little kid. My wife told me she needs to put like a beeper or something on me.
Get one of those little teddy bear backpacks with the string on it.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Get GPS on me or something. How hard could it be to find me, though? I mean, I'm 6'4", giant red beard.
It's true. You'll be very recognizable.
Yeah, right. I look like Hickok 45's Viking kid, whatever his name is.
Right. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, the 365. What's the new one? The SAS. That looks kind of cool. I wanted to try the ported barrel with the fucking weird ass sights. I wanted to see if I could shoot that at distance. Have you tried that?
I've played around with it a couple of times. There's one out at Centerfire. I've not shot it. I don't know, man. The ported barrel's very cool. Aside from that, I have a hard time getting behind those sights. That just to me,
weird Meprolite thing.
Yeah, it's a little trivial. I'd rather have iron sights or red dots, something like that. So it's a little bit funky, but if you're into that, if you want that no snag sort of thing, maybe that's the way to go.
I see a purpose for it though. You know, if you're like an undercover guy, or if you just like to carry in a pocket. I mean, the reality is, if you can probably shoot that gun effectively, quickly, in short range. You know, so that's really all you're probably going to need. You know, mall shooting or something like that, you'd be in trouble. But how often does that really happen? You know,
right. The other thing,
people want the Hellcat so bad, but I got a real problem with Springfield Armory, so I haven't had it on the channel yet, but I keep thinking about it.
For which one?
I put out the top 5 small pistols yesterday, and there was a bunch of people that were mad I didn't include the Hellcat, but Springfield did a bunch of crazy stuff in Illinois like 2 years ago, and it's not that it's not like I hate them, but I just don't give them airtime anymore. Like, I haven't reviewed a Springfield gun in 3 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, if you can buy the same gun from Sig, buy from Sig.
Gotcha. You know, the Hellcat's not bad. It's not a bad gun. Yeah. The only criticism, the criticism I have of it, the trigger's about 6.5 pounds, almost 7 pounds. And that to me is just too heavy. It's not enjoyable.
Well, a really heavy trigger and a really light gun leads to some awesome accuracy, doesn't it?
Right.
Make it really long, too. Make it long, double action, 25 pounds.
Right, exactly.
That's what I want.
But, I mean, the sights are great. I mean, there's some good things to like about it, you know, depending on what you're into. Now, so Snowman is talking about Bull Armory.
Bull Armory. I've heard of them, but I don't know too much about them.
So their big thing is custom 1911, 2011 type things. You ought to check them out when you can online. They have some pretty gorgeous guns.
Well, I found Treyarch systems this year from Grand Thumb, and I've been talking to them a little bit because I want to get their T11. That looks awesome. I mean, why didn't have 40 2011s? If I can get them, that's probably my favorite gun system at the moment. The 2011. I love 1911 still, but 2011, more rounds, more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, they are a lot of fun, and man, they're hot right now, no doubt about that.
Well, they should be. I mean, capacity, amazing trigger. I mean, why learn how to shoot a gun if you can just shoot a 2011? No trigger control required.
Right. Let's see. Fit and Fire's out there. How's it going, Fit?
Do people still buy SVI? Is that a thing? No kidding. They just have such a long wait time. They're awesome guns.
Yeah. Hunt's good to see you.
Fit and Fire's in here. What's up, man? I got to do a chat with him again soon. I did one with him a while back, and that was pretty fun. He was talking about coming up here to shoot with me, but I think he should wait till the spring.
Yeah, it's a little chilly out there right now.
I shot today. Wow.
Little cold?
Yeah, it was a little chilly. I went out without gloves like an asshole, and I had to come back in like 2 minutes.
No, thanks.
But it's not the same feel, you know, because I was practicing with my Hyperion because I'm thinking about shooting it for USPSA this year because I haven't shot in forever and, competition in forever. And I want to get the same feel without the gloves, but steel gun, 20 degrees, it's not fun.
Gotcha. Yeah, Rove and Brogue is saying, they were hopefully asking the question, what's the best double stack 9mm 1911?
Oh, a double stack 1911 or 2011? Because they're different. Because the 2011's got 3 pieces, but I don't know, man. I mean, the Atlas Hyperion's my favorite I've ever tried, but it's also wildly expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for the money, the Hayes is good. Any STI is pretty good. SVI, they're all good. Like you're not going to get a bad one if you buy an expensive one. Treyarch just depends on what details you want, like what specs you want. If you want an aluminum frame, a steel frame, plastic grip, aluminum grip, steel grip, you can get whatever you want.
Yeah, just be prepared to spend.
Yeah, that's no shit. Yeah, the only downside to the Hayes Rock Island Armory is that it just doesn't have the removable grips, but you can remove the grip the grip panel, so not much difference.
Right.
Oh yeah, Bald's got an Infinity. Yeah, it was actually Chris Tilley's, huh? I was just watching Top Shot the other day. I was thinking about doing a Top Shot series where I do their trick shots, but I don't know if I want to embarrass myself.
Oh, do it. You got to do it.
Maybe I could get like a tractor tire and tape myself to it. My wife could roll me and I could try to do the spin thing.
Yes, please do that. That would have to be a big tire.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. And my wife would have to work out a little bit. I bet that's going to weigh quite a bit.
She'd
my 200-pound ass in the tire.
She'd be fine.
She'll manage.
Make it work. All right. So is it Hachi Zinki? Hopefully I'm saying that right. Is talking about the Python, the new Python, saying that it looks more
that looks
more like a cynical cash grab.
Oh, see, I'm different about it because Colt, yeah, don't get me wrong, their quality these days sucks, but the Python was the coolest gun of all time back in the day, but it had a kind of a shoddy record about durability and reliability. And these new ones have a new trigger system in it, and they have a harder, what do you call that, the window? A revolver window, that thing around the cylinder. I mean, it's basically the frame. But supposedly they're going to be a lot more, a lot better at long-term durability. Plus, their triggers are apparently way better now.
Interesting. Okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah, right. But I'm kind of a Colt fanboy too, though. I like the single actions. I like the Python. I like the King Cobra. I just don't show them that much on the channel, but I do have a single action.
Nice.
I saw a steel cased ammo question. What do you think about that?
I really don't. I use brass, and I think largely because I'm always a little paranoid that steel case ammo is going to potentially damage the feed ramp or the barrel, the chamber, anything like that. So I just don't go anywhere near it.
I hear you. I've ran steel case in my rifles and pistols for a long time before I started the channel, but I recently found like ammo like Phoenix ammo or Nevada ammo. Both of those are really good reman brass ammos, like really good. Like not like Freedom Munitions where once every 1,000 rounds you'll get a squib or a fucking dead primer or something,
Yeah.
But I think I've ran 10 or 12,000 rounds of Phoenix with no ammo related problems. And that's pretty impressive because you can get like 100 for 1,000. I'm not even sponsored by them, but they're awesome. I mean, there's no reason to buy Wolf or Tula at that point. And the other problem with Wolf and Tula, especially Tula, because Wolf's not bad, but they stink and they make your gun more dirty than regular ammo does. Have you tried Tula or like Silver Bear, Brown Bear, or anything?
I've tried Tula a time or two, and I'm not that impressed. I mean, especially when, if you can get Lawman, PNC, some of the other brands that are still range ammo, plinking ammo, whatever, for a really good price. I don't see any reason. And I've had nothing but fantastic luck with most of those brands, with the exception of Winchester White Box. That's always hit or miss, so I try and stay away from it.
I think most people know that. But yeah, well, I mean, steel cased ammo on an AK or an SKS is fine. That's what it's made for, or I guess we're talking about like 1911s, Glock, stuff like that.
Right. Now, I'm curious. Ranger 10mm was asking about the Sig Cross. I'm at a loss here. What's the Sig Cross?
I don't know. I'm about to Google it though.
Yeah, you've definitely piqued my interest.
The cross rifle. Oh, is that the new bolt gun? It is the new bolt gun. Oh, that thing looks cool. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, Daniel Defense got into the bolt game, so Sig's like, hold my beer.
Right. Interesting. Well, I mean, it's a good looking gun if you're into bolt guns, I guess.
Yeah, there was a lot of hype on that Daniel Defense bolt gun for like 2 minutes, and I haven't heard of one since. I saw one at my shop one time, and it was $2,000, and Bergera next to it was like $900 for the B14. I was like, ooh, good luck selling that.
Right.
Each its own. I like Daniel Defense rifles. I have two of their rifles, I guess, but not their bolt guns. Yeah. You big bolt gun guy. I don't think I've ever seen you shoot a long range rifle.
I have. So when I went out to Fort Scott a couple of years ago and hung out with those guys, and they took me out. We shot a 6.5 Creedmoor, 338 Lapua, some beautiful guns, some big guns. Now we only shot out to 100 yards, so it was not a stretch for those guns. But when you're putting me behind it, it's got to be close in, so I can actually feel good about myself. But we were shooting custom handmade guns that were just beautiful, suppressed, and these just big honking, crazy looking devices. And they were incredible. I mean, they were a lot of fun. And some of these rounds were, $5 a round.
Well, 38 is pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
But like over a mile accurately if you know how to shoot it. I think the furthest I've ever shot is 1,200. So I've never even shot a mile myself. And I live in a state where I could easily do that if I was able to. The biggest round I have right now is 6.5 Creedmoor, so it wouldn't make it that far.
Yeah, no. The only bolt gun that I own is actually a Ruger American 22.
There you go.
I haven't shot the thing. I mean, it's been at least 10 years. So now
you should have a fast match in Kansas, and enter with your Ruger Bolt 22. See if they do.
Totally should. A speed contest with it. I think that would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, just act super snobby, like you're gonna win.
No, I'll win. I mean, that would be the funniest part. But now, so I'm changing channels here a little bit. No pun intended. You'll really appreciate this. Because you're kind of a lever gun guy, you enjoy those. I broke down and I actually did purchase. It's a Marlin model 1894 threaded 38 Special 357, and throw the can on it with the 38 Special. I'll tell you what's the quietest gun I've ever shot. It is absolutely so much fun to shoot, and it's got all the upgraded hand guard and all that kind of stuff, and red dot on it. I mean, it's kind of a zombie gun, if you will, and it's just awesome. I absolutely love it.
I've got a lot of lever guns, I guess, as you know. I don't show them much on the channel. My favorite is a Marlin, though. Marlin has a really good. I guess my favorite is probably my Winchester, but I got my Marlin 30-30 from my dad, and I've shot a few deer with that guy, and I like him quite a bit.
Yeah, they are a lot of fun, and I'm telling you, 38 Special, it's whisper quiet. I mean, there's nothing to it. Oh, yeah. It's subsonic naturally, and so going through a good can, just nothing.
Well, you know what's funny is people will shit on lever guns like they're not effective at all. Like lever guns never killed anyone. Right. You couldn't figure out the lever gun. Oh yeah, because 17 rounds at 357 won't do anything. Close range out of a rifle barrel. You know what I mean? Like bring it down.
Yeah,
I mean,
didn't they used to say it was the gun you could load on Sunday and shoot all week or something like that?
Yeah. Load on Sunday and shoot all week. Yeah, the Henry. That was the Henry. So before the 1873, it was the Henry. Oh, I'm gonna look like an ass now. I forget which Henry had the lever or had the loading port.
I don't remember the model number, but wasn't it a like a 45 long Colt or something like that?
Yeah. So in the Civil War, Henrys existed. They were in the Civil War. They weren't used, but they were used, but by private individuals who bought them themselves. And I can't even imagine going up against one of those with a fucking musket.
Right. Well, Texarkana just said 1860 Henry. There you go.
Oh, there you go. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. That's a sweet gun. I want to get one of those someday.
Right.
Was that the first gun to use cartridges?
I don't know if it was the first, but it was one of the first.
Yeah, maybe the first popular gun to use cartridges, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because Smith and Wesson had cartridges forever before Colt did. I remember that they had a patent on them for a long time, and Colt still had to use the old style.
Right.
Yeah, but going back to defense guns, I get so many comments about that. It's like, dude, it's not that big of a deal. If it's a gun and it's reliable, it works. I mean, if somebody breaks into my house, tries to steal my TV, I come out with a spear and a loincloth, they're gonna shit. You know, it'll work.
Now, so Donovan Miner is asking about the Sig Romeo Zero, that little micro red dot. I know you played around with the XL for a little while. What do you think? What do you think that would have been like with a red dot on it?
For me, it wouldn't probably have enhanced that much because I use red dots for long distance. You know, red iron sights are just as fast for me up close. But for a person with aging eyes or something like that, like my dad, for example, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Just depends on who you are. And I mean, and if you're a newer shooter and you're not as used to iron sights, red dot might actually be faster for you.
Yeah.
I mean, red dots are faster if you get used to them. That's why people use it in open division.
Right.
But I don't know. I've been trying the SRO lately. Hoo-wee. I like that thing. I was on the fence, but I like it a lot.
Now, which thing?
The SRO, the big. It's like the Marlin brother.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's a Big Johnson inspiration.
Yeah, it actually was. Yeah, he tried to talk me into it forever.
They're cool looking, but I'm not a red dot guy. I have yet to really get into it and really enjoy it. I'm an iron sight guy, and while my eyes can still do it, I think I'm going to continue to do iron sights.
Yeah, me too. Well, I mean, you and me both review guns, so if we got too used to a red dot, I mean, every review gun, what are you going to mill it and
right?
You got to get used to it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that.
Midwest M-Lock handguard for the Marlin. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. If you want to have a space age gun, some steampunk stuff.
Yeah. You got to do the Midwest Industries. I really wish we could show guns on live streams. Unfortunately, you can't anymore. Or else I should show you the Marlin. It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like every other day, I get a new message about some fucking rule that I'm breaking or something. That's why I put all my stuff on Gunstreamer, and that's why I'm gonna start start releasing videos on my actual website because at least that I can control. YouTube fucks with me so much. I'm amazed the bigger gun channels are even still on the air.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
I don't know how they do it either. I mean, they got me one time for Olight links, and they got me another time for they removed my video because I was linking to firearm sales. Like the last time I noticed, they'd sell fucking flashlights, but whatever.
Yeah, well, they'll do anything to get rid of us.
Yeah, I've noticed, but it's not just us. I mean, they're under fire and they're trying to recoup lost money, so they're trying to get rid of every fringe person. Anybody who doesn't sell makeup or, you know what I mean. Well,
you got to be kid friendly. I get little messages about every 5 or 6 days asking me to verify if my channel is kid friendly or not. And I've done the whole thing. I've gone through and I've done it, but they continue to ask me about it.
Yeah, they do. Every time I upload a video, they ask me, but my channel settings are for adults only. But, they were all worried about the YouTube apocalypse, but I guess you and me got demonetized months ago, so it's not like they tried to take my verification after that, which is pretty funny. Like, you try to take my check mark? Come on now.
Yeah, pretty crappy.
How me when I'm talking shit in the comments.
Right. Whatever. It's all good.
Glock 17 versus Smith & Wesson 2.0. If I could only have one, I'd pick the Glock just because of magazine availability. That's it. I can shoot them both the same.
Easy to fix. Parts are prevalent, I guess. Yeah, I would go Glock as well. I think the Smith is probably a more accurate shooter, at least in my hands, but I'd go Glock.
It's got more features out of the box. I like no secret, I love the texture on the 2.0, but just, for everything, I got to go with the Glock just because of the parts and the mags.
Yeah.
Gunstreamer is a website that's like gun friendly. It's just for gun YouTubers. Tactical Toolbox, a bunch of people are on there. And I have it set up so all my YouTube videos go there automatically.
Nice.
And that's what I've been promoting lately because, Archon Type V versus the P10F. Ooh, that's a tough one. The P10F's a little bit bigger gun, but it's also a little bit lighter. So I don't know. They're both awesome. P10F for the price, but the Archon's cool too.
No contest for me. It'd be Archon all day long. I love that damn gun.
I know you do.
I love it. I still am a huge, huge fan of that gun. Most people don't care about it. I think it's a wonderful gun to shoot.
No, it's cool. I wanted one forever. When the original Strike 1 came out, I was so hyped about it, and I tried it. And I think it's just because of maybe my hand size. The grip's so small. From like the web of your hand to your trigger finger, the reach is so short. M9A3 versus P07, that's a tough one. I'd have to go P07 just because it's lighter.
Ooh, versus the Steyr? I'd go Steyr.
No. I was the M9A3, I think. Maybe I saw a different one.
I'm trying to find that. I was responding to Kathleen. Kathleen, the last gun I bought was the Marlin lever action. Which one? Where are you looking?
Oh, who knows at this point? I think it was the M9A3 versus P07.
Well, again, I go M9A3 all day long.
Fair enough.
I like that.
The M9A3 is my favorite Beretta I've ever tried. So I'm in.
Now, what about the A01 LD, the CZ?
Oh, did we?
Oh, are you clipping?
Hold on, I video for a minute.
Pause for station identification.
All right, so what was your question? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, sorry. Jay Ringo was asking about the A01 LD. It's a CZ. Okay, they built it from the ground up, so it's kind of like that Shadow 2, yep, but totally different.
Yeah, it's really not that much different. I have seen them. They look pretty cool. Don't they just have a slightly longer dust cover?
Yeah,
because the Shadow 2 is like a 4.7 or something.
Yeah, they're definitely front heavy. I'll be honest with you. I don't think the triggers are anywhere near as good as the Shadow 2.
I haven't tried one. I've just seen them, so I don't know. The Shadow 2 from CZ Customs out of this world, though.
Yeah. Yeah, the Shadow 2 Orange is pretty awesome.
Is it? I bet.
Yeah.
Well, they come with the AccuBush right out of the factory now, which is pretty cool. I remember like 2000. When did that come out? 2012. The AccuShadow came out the first time. I had to get one. Ooh, boy. I love that gun.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Combat Master, what sets it apart from others? It was in John Wick 3. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that pretty much does it. Yeah, it's a great 2011 with a very light slide. I mean, that's the thing. Sure. It's an extremely light slide. I mean, you can rack that thing. It's like a 2-pound rack. There's nothing to it, and so it's so smooth to run.
Yeah, I remember Taryn said that he was just really trying to make a race-ready gun out of the box, because he always had to fix up his 2011, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they were an island barrel, though. I originally saw a picture of one before they came out, and they had an island barrel on them. That would have been real cool. I don't know why I like that so much, but I do.
Yeah, I don't know.
They just look sweet. They don't shoot any different.
Now, this one's already finicky enough to take apart. Doesn't need to be any.
Is it?
I mean, a little bit. It's kind of a chore. You have to lock the recoil guide rod. There's a tiny little lever that you have to press. I mean, it's just it's a thing.
I'll have to show you my Atlas Hyperion when we get done, and I'll make you jealous.
All right.
Oh, base M9 or PR A3? I don't know. I'd go the A3. When I shot my M9 versus my M9 A3, I wanted to just throw my M9 away.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say A3 as well.
The Dan Wesson DWX, we just talked about that earlier, but it's number one on my list to buy, I think.
Nice. Oops, I just spelled Chiefs wrong. Way to go.
That was a cool game, by the way.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. It kind of let down at first, but they were able to pull it out.
Yeah, why not just let them go up 20 points or whatever they did?
Yeah.
Current EDC is a Sig P365. I've been trying it out.
Nice, nice. I rotate between several guns. Glock 26 I've been carrying a lot lately. I love that gun. Absolutely love it. But the XL 365 XL, the regular 365, and then also the Glock 43X. I like them all. They basically all do the same thing. I mean, there's nothing terrifically exciting about any of them, but they're all about the right size and weight for me, where it's comfortable all day long.
I actually switch back and forth between a lot of those guns too, the 43X and the 26. Occasionally, I will be caught in the wild with one of those Ruger 380s, those tiny little micro ones.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll pocket carry that guy when I'm feeling spunky.
I'm surprised you can hold it. I mean, your hands are kind of big.
It is unbelievably small, yeah. But I put some orange nail polish on the front sight, and I feel like that's going to help.
Yeah, definitely. That solves all problems.
It does, yeah. The P10S looks pretty cool. I still have yet to get one, but I guarantee it's going to be awesome. I don't even need to get one just because I love the C and the F. So,
you know, it's funny. So I went back during my hiatus, and I've pulled back in a lot of the subcompact guns, like the HK VP9SK, the Springfield Mod 2 subcompact. I actually think that's a pretty good gun. Let's see, Glock 26, the P10S. The new Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 subcompact, and I think the Taurus G2C. So I kind of piled them all together and have been trying to figure out which ones I like the best. And right now I'm gravitating, of course, towards the 26. But that P10S is no slouch. I love the VP9SK, but that P10S, it is actually a fantastic gun. And I kind of panned it a little bit in my initial video, and I've sort of gotten past some of my idiosyncrasies with it. It's worth checking out.
Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely have to get one. It's one of my highest requested guns on Patreon. So I get questions about it all the time. Yeah. Well, if you want to, I can always buy one too. That way I can treat it like shit. My buddy Pewview is on here. I actually shoot with him in the real world, which is pretty cool. He's got an awesome little Instagram also. I carry a spare mag. Do you? Not when I carry the little Ruger, I don't. But I only carry it because of malfunctions, though. I don't think I'll be reloading, I would imagine, but
yeah, I always have a spare mag with me. I just out of habit, I've always had one with me.
Yeah, he's got a Hellcat. I might just shoot his maybe if he lets me have it for a little bit. That way I don't have to get Springfield money.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do one better than Subscribestar. I'm actually planning on starting my own website and just putting all my patron stuff there and having my own pay thing there. Because the problem with places like, I don't know about Subscribestar, but especially Patreon, is that they use PayPal or they use another version of PayPal, and they can actually cut them off from service and they can take your money.
Wow.
Which has happened. It happened to Forge for Freedom, I believe, and then I don't know about Forge for Freedom, but I know other people that it's happened to.
Jeez, it's hard to win, man.
It's a hard world, but if you have your own, I'm thinking if I have my own website, then people can't fuck with me at least. Yeah, and that'll be nice.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know how we got to the top of the list, the most fucked with, but we get demonetized, unverified. I mean, I know what I did. I'm a big red idiot, but I don't know what you did.
I actually volunteered both of our names just to see what would happen.
Good. Well, I had a slide fire stock in the entry or the intro of like 200 videos, and YouTube loved that.
Oh, geez.
What are you gonna do?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, the Treyarch System TR11. That's definitely on my list. I want that gun bad.
Yeah, I'll have to look that one up.
It's just 2011 with a cool camo job, but it looks sweet.
Yeah. Now Claymore is saying the CZ Scorpion is well worth the money. You've played around with the Scorpion, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have that micro. You did your own micro.
Yeah. Yeah. I made it before it came out.
Yeah. That's right.
Sadly, I sold it, but I had to buy the Banshee, which I was disappointed in a little, but it's still cool.
Yeah, now, I love the Banshee, but the Scorpion's fun. Now I have the traditional micro, and I've taken it all apart, and now I run the Omega 45 can on it permanently. It's got tri-lug mount and all that, and it's a fun gun to run suppressed, and it's short enough to where even that longer 45K is still a pretty short little package altogether.
Yeah, the Banshee's a cool gun. It was $1,000 when I bought it, and I shoot next to the X-Star, and they do the same thing, and the X-Star's lighter. And I know it doesn't have the durability of the Banshee because it's a lot of the parts are plastic, but I just still, when I go out to shoot, I take the damn X-Star.
Yeah, well, the X-Star is a great gun, man. It's a home defense option here now. It stays basically at the ready all the time.
My wife loves that thing for as cheap as it is. What do you think about the new MP5?
Is it the MPS now, right, or whatever it is?
Yep. I think so. Or SP5 or something like that. Semi-auto pistol 5, I think.
Yeah. I think it looks cool. I mean, I've been a big fan of the MP5 since the Die Hard days. So
me too. Yeah.
So I think they all look very cool.
Getting a pretty penny for them, though. I saw.
Yeah.
They're expensive.
Yeah.
But HK doesn't care how much they charge because they don't like civilians anyway.
That's true. That's true. Now we have an auto MP5 at centerfire that's suppressed, and so when you have that kind of at your disposal, at least at the range, I don't really care to get anything else.
Sure.
It is a ton of fun to run full auto.
I've shot MP5s full auto a few times at machine gun shoots, and you can really tell how smooth they are in full auto.
Yeah.
Like if you shoot a Thompson next to an MP5, it's no question. It's way easier to shoot the MP5.
Yeah.
The Thompson's a gun you want to talk about overrated guns throughout history. I love the Thompson. I love the way it looks, but you wouldn't catch me picking one of those over a grease gun or a MP40 or anything like that either. I mean, they rise so much.
Yeah.
Just because of the way the stock fits and everything.
Yep.
And they're heavy as fuck. They're 11.
They kind of have to be to shoot the 45.
Do they though?
Well, a little.
5.
Yeah, it's true.
Were there 45 grease guns? I don't know if there were.
No, I think those were all 9 or 380.
Yeah, MP5's the shit though. I like that gun quite a bit, but I don't know if I'll ever buy one.
Yeah, I probably won't.
I want the MPX PCC. I shot PewView's MPX, and I was so damn impressed. Now I want one.
Nice.
There's like no recoil at all. I couldn't believe it. It's like a 1-inch barrel on that thing, and it shot like a dream.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, you have one of those, don't you? I think you do. Oh, didn't you do a video on an MPX or an MCX? I can't remember.
Well, no, you know what? The MPX K, what is it, K mod, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's
what'd you think?
I mean, it's a good gun. I would change the trigger out on it. I'd want a slightly better trigger, but for what it is, its purpose, it's a fine gun.
Yeah, the PCC version comes with an upgraded trigger. I think it comes with a Timney maybe or something like that.
Okay.
Tussler holster. I've never even heard of that. How about that?
Tolster holsters. There's a channel that just pushes them constantly. I can't remember his name, but they're very similar to Vetter. It's just the mass produced, make it for almost any type of gun sort of thing. They're fine. I'd rather go with a Harry's holster or something like that because you have more mounting options, and I tend to be finicky on how I put the clips and all that kind of stuff. So.
I've got a Vetter for my 365. It's not bad. I like it. It's fine. Yeah, grease guns were in 45. That's what I thought. Yeah, they were in 45.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's not what I thought, but I was hinting at it.
Now I was thinking like Sturmgewehr and some of those. I didn't think that was 45.
No, Sturmgewehr is a weird caliber. It's an intermediate rifle round. And then MP40 was 9. And then what was the damn Pish? I forget what Soviet round that is. Have you shot one of those? Those are cool. You can dump a round. You can dump a mag at 30 in like 1.5 seconds. It's got like the highest cycler rate I've ever seen. Besides maybe the Chris Vector. That's crazy too.
So you ought to try a Glock 18. They're
Oh, I have.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you really?
Oh yeah, I've shot one just my hands, and I've shot one with the shoulder stock. I'm better with my hands. That shoulder stock's a fucking nightmare.
So we have one in a Ronin mount or whatever you want to say, and man, that thing is awesome. It'll dump 30 rounds in, I think it's like 2.3 seconds.
Yeah, they're crazy fast. Yeah, the pish is. I've got a video that I'll have to send you. That I don't know if I have it on YouTube or not, but I dumped a mag full of a Soviet pish, and all the mag was done before the first round hit the ground. Like they shoot way up in the air and they rain down when you're done. It's like and then
Nice.
So cool. Advice on buying a used gun. Go ahead. Any normal gun like a Glock, a Sig, an M&P. All you're going to do is save money, in my opinion. I've bought tons of used guns.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And generally speaking, most used guns, people haven't run enough rounds through them to make a difference at all. People tend to think that once you've run a round or two through a gun, it's used in the conventional sense, and it really is.
Sure.
If it's got 10,000 rounds through it, sure, that's a used gun. If it's got 400 rounds through it, it's still a new gun, in my opinion, as long as it can beat the crap out of it.
Yeah, if it's got under 1,000, that was just a break-in period out the window for you.
Yeah,
it's a big deal at that point. But it depends on what gun too. Some guns are finicky. Like if you're buying a Taurus, pick your Taurus or Remington. Sometimes people will put it on the used market just because it had problems, right? And you could have some issues. There's other guns like that too. You got to take a chance, but
yeah, that's true. Very true. You can generally, if you open it up, and a lot of places won't let you take it apart, but at least open it up and examine the inside as much as possible, you can get a pretty good sense at what type of life it's led and how well it's been taken care of. Yeah,
because there's areas in a gun you can see that even if they cleaned it fairly well, unless they used like a one of those vibrator cleaner things. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, sonic cleaners or whatever.
Sonic cleaner, there you go. Yeah, unless they use one of those, you can kind of tell it's how well it's been used. You can even look at the wear on the parts if you know what you're looking at.
Yep.
Tommy gun costs way more than a Mac-10. I didn't catch the beginning of that, but what would you rather have, a Mac-10 or a Tommy gun? If you had to pick one,
Tommy gun.
I would too. Yeah, the Mac-10 is a horrible piece of shit.
Yeah,
I guess I shouldn't say that because the Israeli Uzi is really cool, but the Mac-10, yikes.
Well, I'd take an Uzi over both, but that's a new automatic.
Yeah, I probably would too. Yeah,
yeah,
reliable to a fault.
Yeah,
I'm not big on open bolt blowbacks though.
I don't know. I'm all right with it because I just have such a fondness and nostalgia for Uzis. I think they're freaking awesome. I will always forever remember that image of the Secret Service guy when Reagan got shot.
Oh yeah,
Uzi and everything. And oh man, I'll always remember that.
Yeah, I'd like to see somebody try to shoot an Uzi at long range. I'd like to see how accurate you could get that thing with the open bolt. Like because you pull the trigger, then the bolt slam shot, it gets all finicky.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain to my wife how flintlock pistols work one time, and she just looked at me like I was such an asshole. We were in the Caribbean, and I was like, none of those guns would work. And she's like, just enjoy it.
Oh, that's funny. Let's see. So C. Kim is saying the recoil on the Mac-10 45 is insane. I'm sure.
I bet. Yeah, that would be a good time.
Yeah, totally.
Tech 9 for life. Yeah, there's the best gun ever. Tech 9. I remember when Tech 9s were cool. When I was like 10 or 11, you'd see them in all those movies, and even some military movies, you'd see some guys walking around with a Tech 9, which is hilarious because they'd never have that shit in their life. But
right,
those were so cheap too. I saw them in you remember back in the day when you'd have to buy the booklets and you'd see like the deals in the booklets before the internet, and Mac-10s were like $100.
Nice. Yeah. No, I don't remember the booklets.
Oh, I used to buy like the yearly booklets for the deals and all that. I don't know where I got that from.
Huh. Interesting.
Close range is okay for bodyguards. Yeah, but full auto's not great for crowds.
Very true.
Depends on what side of the gun you're on.
Right.
Full auto M4 is pretty crazy to control. A full auto AR-10 is pretty crazy to control. Or have you shot a full auto M1A? There's some shit you got to hold on to.
Yeah, no, that's too much to me. I mean, I'm all about enjoying the experience and that sort of thing. I mean, we've got a full auto AR, and I don't even have an interest in that. I mean, I'll do full auto 9mm all day long, but once you get to a place where you're fighting it, that's not for me.
Sometimes I like it. Like I've always wanted to shoot an AA-12, but I've never got the opportunity.
Yeah,
the 7.5 Bruno is badass. I had one of those for a couple of months. That's a crazy awesome gun. Wildly overpriced, but crazy awesome. It really is. Like that 7.5 is almost as powerful as a 44. Like it's fast as shit. It's accurate, and it dumps mags.
Nice.
Mag 10 311. I have no idea. Steyr L9A2 looks cool. Yeah, that looks like a cool gun. Well, what do you say? We go 10 more minutes or so since we were late. That good for you, or?
Yeah, I could do a couple more minutes. I'm gonna have to turn in here pretty soon.
Call it 5.
5 works. So that'll work.
I'm so unprofessional. I don't have timetables or anything. Like, let's just go an hour and 37 minutes.
Perfect.
It works. Anybody have any last minute questions before we take off? KS might disappear again for 9 months. You never know.
That's very true. I told you that a couple people came on both my Instagram and on comments on YouTube saying that they had heard I was dead.
I know. I know. That's what we were talking about last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be that'd be something I feel like I would have heard about, but who knows?
I thought it was pretty fun.
Like that would make this chat way better.
Yeah, I'm not dead. I swear I'm not dead.
The Ruger Security 9 $500 version. I have no idea what that is. I guess, do they have an updated version?
I didn't think they did. I didn't think. I don't know. That gun did nothing for me. It was fine for the price point. It was fine, but it really didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I had some malfunctions with it, which kind of upset me a little.
Now, DS is talking about the Brigade manufacturing out of Florida, the BM9. Those actually look pretty cool.
Do they? I haven't tried one, so I don't know. I haven't even seen one, I guess.
Well, it reminds me of the Banshee. I think they're very similar. I don't know if they both have the same bolt, but I mean, it looks basically the same. However, half the price. So
cool.
Might be worth it.
What's your favorite AR-15 barrel length? I got to go 11.5.
10.5 for me all day long.
You like the shorties, huh? I like the 11.5 just for the long-term reliability. I've had some issues with the 10.5 if you don't have an adjustable gas system.
Gotcha. I'm not a heavy shooter, so the two ARs that I have are both 10.5, and for plinking purposes, whatever, they work fine. They're fine for me.
Navy SEALs and shit use 10.5s, and they make it work. So
yeah, it's true.
BM9 with a binary trigger. Echo. What is the Echo trigger? Who makes that? Fostech just came out with a new Echo trigger. I saw an Iraq Veterans video, and that looks kind of cool.
Nice. Now, what about Keith Gregory's asking about the M&P Sport 2? Is it a good AR? I
think so. I think the original Sport had a better barrel, right? If I remember right. But the M&P Sports are top notch for the price.
Yeah.
Palmetto's pretty good for that price too. Radical. I mean, some people had problems with Radical firearms early, but I had one and I shot like 1,500 rounds for it. It's fine. I still have it. And their marketing team told me they made some changes, and I heard that after that. But who knows? If you don't want to take a chance, go with Palmetto or Smith & Wesson.
Yeah. Now, what about Ruger? I've heard pretty good things about theirs.
I have too, and they make some awesome affordable bolt guns, so I don't see why they wouldn't be.
Yeah.
All right, let's do like one or two more, and we'll bounce.
All right, that'll work.
Yeah, see, Gen 1 Sport had a better barrel. Yeah, I thought so. I thought they did something to make it a little cheaper.
Apparently, I look taller.
Good. Yes, death is in your height.
Here's the secret. I'm getting older. Trust me, I'm getting shorter.
Well, all you got to do is hang from a bar, from what I hear. My dad said he lost a few inches. He's gaining it back.
I go to the bar from time to time. Does that count?
Just hang while you're there. Just find a ceiling fan and spin around.
Oh, I hang out. There's no doubt about it.
350 Legend is an awesome caliber. I'm a big fan. I've had a bunch of buddies that have 350 Legend uppers that have taken deer this year.
Nice.
Although I did have one guy say that he had a squib load with factory Winchester ammo, so you got to weigh that.
Nice.
X5 Legion versus 34 versus 507 with a 507C. I'm gonna go. Well, it depends on what you're doing with it. Everything else besides competition, 34 competition, probably the X5 because it's heavier.
I would echo that 100%.
All right. What do you think? Any closing statements before we take off?
Well, I just, as always, it's great to hang out with you, chat with you. I'm excited to hear about your experiences at SHOT Show. That'll be a lot of fun. You're gonna have to take copious amounts of notes because I'll be picking your brain for sure.
So I think what I'm most excited about though is I got invited to the agency arms party where they're going to be doing a lot of like explosions, helicopters, and all that funky shit. So I'm excited to do some crazy stuff and then drink beer afterward. I think I'm gonna do a lot of drinking while I'm there. I'm a little nervous about that. I'm getting a little older.
Yeah. Just one beer at a time, my friend. You'll be fine.
I'm a big Irish fuck. I should be okay.
Yep, there you go.
All right, man. Well, let me know if you're going to be doing some videos soon. We'll have to do some more chats and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for showing up. I appreciate it. I tried to answer all your questions the best as I could, and like I said, I really appreciate you guys showing up and checking us out. So thank you very much for watching.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
In Brock.